All right, here we are. It's a month before duck season. So you know what that means, right? We ain't doing nothing with decoys. We getting our weapons ready now, by God. So look, we got the new stuff from Heavy Shot, Heavy Hammer, Heavy Bismuth. We're out here, we're gonna pattern them. It's a responsible thing to do. These are the shells I'm gonna be shooting, so I'm gonna go through every choke I have. I've got kicks, extra full, and modified for both my 12 and my 20 gauge. So I've got my targets 25 yards. Important thing when you're patterning shotguns, when you're shooting in general, make sure you got ear protection, make sure you got eye protection. Look, we ain't got but 2 ears and 2 eyes. So this is something I do before every season because things change, man. I go through, I like to pattern all my guns, period. That way I got no excuses. That way if I have to come up with an excuse, it's because a dog hit me or I shot a limb or something. The cool thing is the Heavy Hammer is really similar to the Heavy Metal in the fact that it's a blend. So it's got steel shot and bismuth shot in it. So the way they stack them and load them, it ought to be a fairly tight pattern. Heavy Bismuth is 100% bismuth. So a lot of these things people don't realize is when you go to a full bismuth or any full non-toxic, you want to shoot a wider choke. So I'll let the results play out on that end, but that's just been my experience. With a blend, you can get away with a little bit tighter choke. So anyway, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna shoot it. We're gonna start with a 12 gauge Benelli Super Black Eagle 3. Kicks extra full, and then we'll just work our way through the chokes and the shells and see what happens. We'll talk about it here in a minute. Heavy Hammer 3-inch 3, extra full. Fire in the hole. Extra full, boy. You better aim small, miss small. You shoot that rascal. Woo! Heavy Bismuth. He ain't getting out of there. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Okay. We're gonna go check them. We're gonna write down what's what. That way we don't get confused. I'm just a redneck, so I get easily confused sometimes. He found it hard to get out of there. And I'm going right up here. Heavy Hammer, 12 gauge, X full at 25. And then here, Heavy Bismuth, X full at 25. Now we go to the full. We do this all the way through with all the chokes. And whichever one works best or whichever one sassifies me the most, that's what I'm going with. So we shall see. Heavy Hammer, 3-inch full choke. All right, Heavy Bismuth, full choke. Here we go. Wow, look at them. You want to talk about a pattern, the doggone Wadden hit it. Perfect. Now to modify. All right, here we go. We got Heavy Hammer, 12 gauge, modified, 25 yards. Let's see what we got. Boy, that looks good too. Golly. Heavy Bismuth, modified. A little human error involved in that one. I kind of jerked a little bit on the trigger. That is a great all-around duck pattern. Look at that. This one here, you just gotta take it what it is. So really the center of this one's about right here. Everybody that wants to know how you miss a turkey, that's how you miss one, you jerk. This is 20 gauge Heavy Hammer with a modified choke. Here we go. Not bad. Heavy Bismuth with a modified choke. There we go. That right there may even kill old Specklebelly. You can't tell. Heavy Bismuth. Heavy Hammer, improved cylinder. Here we go. Yep. Good coverage, that's just 2-shot. You ain't got many of them. Number 4, heavy bismuth, improved cylinder, 20 gauge. Let's try this. A little better there. It's pretty good to me. I mean, you gotta think, that's number 2 shot, and it's only an ounce of it, so it ain't much. And then the 4s are a little more clear pattern. You can see nothing dead center, but good coverage. Heavy hammer, full choke, 20 gauge. Yes, sir. All right, here we go. Last but not least, heavy bismuth, full choke, 20 gauge. Wow. Wait till you see the difference in this. Ooh! I think I found my 20 gauge load. Pretty salty. So I think you can go ahead and pencil me in for my 20 gauge shooting heavy bismuth. But we'll get back to look to make sure I'm not making a knee-jerk reaction. But looks like you're gonna catch me with a 20 gauge full choke on heavy bismuth. But let's look at them and find out. All right, look, we've done our homework. We've shot all the targets. I've picked out 3 examples of what I like to look for when patterning a shotgun. My winner in the 20 gauge division is this guy right here. Look at that pattern. Look how it's nice and centered, got great full coverage. This is the heavy bismuth 20 gauge full choke right here. A duck ain't gonna make his way through that. Now, a close second is this guy right here, heavy hammer modified 20 gauge. So I'll screw either one of them in my gun with either shell and be pretty daggum satisfied with it. Now, here's the deal. We shoot the best shells on the market, the best chokes, and the best guns. I'm about to show you why you pattern your shotgun. I got all 3 of those things in my favor, and you can still get a pattern like this. Look, there's holes all in it, not really good and centered on anything. So this right here, this is why you pattern your shotgun. Don't say, well, I've shot an improved cylinder with them for years. Well, hey, you got a new gun, or you got a new choke, or you got a new shell, whatever. This is why you take the time before every season to do this. You never know when that's gonna happen. This right here will lead to crippled ducks and you saying, why in the world can't I kill them? So that's our 20 gauge rundown. Now, we're gonna go through the 12 gauges. All right, so we went through the 20s, now let's go through the 12s. So my number 1 12 right here, heavy hammer, full choke, Benelli Super Black Eagle 3. I mean, what more do you need? I mean, golly, look at that. There's just, look at this heavy concentration in the 10 ring. So that's where most of your bulk of your pattern's gonna be. So you know if you miss, it's on you, it ain't on your stuff. Second in this category for 12, heavy bismuth full. So these guns and these shells are really liking a full choke. So that's fine with me. You know, I said earlier in the video, I prefer modified, but I was gonna let these results bear it out. So I'm screwing in a full choke in my Super Black Eagle 3, either with heavy bismuth or hammer. I'm good with either, but I'm gonna prefer hammer. And then finally, heavy hammer modified number 3. Still another great pattern. Look guys, here's the deal. The 12 gauge was tough to call because they all pattern phenomenally. So, you know, when it's like that, you can kind of have next man up mentality. If you bought a case of this and a case of that, with my guns, I'm cool with either one of those. I'm gonna reach for the heavy hammer first, which makes sense, because like I told you, it's a blend. It should pattern a little better than a straight bismuth. So got steel and bismuth blended, that's what should happen. So what you see here is what you got. Look, the proof's in the pudding. Look at the targets. I mean, if I miss, it's on me. It's because I didn't have my lead right or something. It ain't my gun, it ain't my shells. I have taken this out of the equation. So look, duck season right around the corner. Get out there, pattern your shotguns, and let's go kill some ducks. Hey, if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit like and subscribe. We're going to be doing them all season.